you, I'm off then. No, I wanted to do something a little different. This is not Captain America, this is Captina Americana. Why? Because here at Comic Cons and all nerds, we're inclusive of everybody! It's the first time I've worn this, so I'm afraid to move in it, kind of, because, yeah, you... For instance, I'm gonna let you into a secret, you ready? Excuse me while I whip something out here. Oh, wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't that go down in the press really well? All right, so I've got this shirt on, okay? But stop it going up. I have these elastic bits.
Sorry.
Look at this. So when I pull down on them, oh! Felt kind of good. Oh, I'm so glad you welcome back this year. When I was driving down last night, and I stopped. I just bought a Tesla.
Hold on a second, man.
I know, I love it, I love it, I love it, but I was driving down and I thought, I'm just gonna stop and charge for a little while. So I stopped in Temecula. 4 people from Temecula. The thing I love about Tesla is they put all of the chargers pretty much at a Westfield shopping mall. I should have fucking stock in Westfield. Because every time I stop, it's supposed to save you money buying a Tesla, right? Fuck no. The amount you spend to get the Tesla, and then when you stop at the Westfield shopping mall, I'd have been cheaper buying 2 tanks of gas. But I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm ready to steer. So last year around this time, I'm gonna take off my little shield. Oh, it's stuck, my finger. My arm's stuck in something. Oh, please. I had a mother come up to me when I was doing my signing earlier and she said, I'm thinking about bringing my child. Are you kosher? I went, well, no, but the panel might be a little bit. There's no bacon anywhere, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of meat, but no bacon. So I said to her, she said, I'm a little PG-13. I said, how old's your son? And she went 10, or it was 13, I think it was. And I said, well, he should be okay. He goes to school, and he probably knows more than you think he does. And then she smiled on to it, and he said, well, it's about the swear words in the context. I went, well, don't bring him to the fucking panel, okay? I love being honest. Is she here? You're here! Son? Where is he? You're right here! Welcome to the world of John Barrowman crazy. And you know why? You know why? Because my motto, never apologize for being a nerd, because non-nerdy people don't apologize for being assholes. Security, sorry. Look, they're not even looking. They're like, some motherfucker in a dress up there with dressed like Captina Americana. They're not even paying attention, are they? That's okay. Wait a minute, ready? Oh, these are $45 shoes that ended up costing, no, for you. I went and had them bedazzled with Swarovski crystals, and they went for me $45 on Amazon Prime on sale to I didn't get any dogs. Nobody got that. Come on, say it with me, people. They went from me $45 to $1,500. Scott doesn't know yet. He paid for them. So this time last year, I had an emergency. I did. I was rushed into the hospital. I'm going to tell you my little usual story, and then we're going to do questions, right? We're getting questions from the audience. So, I was in Palm Springs. My sister and I were working on the next installment of our book series. We were also working on the new comic, which we're doing with Legendary, which comes out in September on Webtoon. If you're not already lined up and hooked up, get to it because you're going to want to see it. It's a comic book that is starring an actor, John Barrowman. It's not any other drawing, it's me. I'm going to become an anime person. Give me some ice skates and let me ice skate on that, right? I was with my sister, we were doing some work, and I woke up in the morning, and I felt a little queasy, I felt a little sick. I knew I wasn't pregnant. For more reasons than one. So I wake up and I feel a little queasy, we start working, and halfway through the work session, I said to my sister, at about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I said, I'm gonna go lie down. I just feel a little bit weird, I feel sick, and I've got a little bit of a tummy ache that I woke up with. It hasn't gone away yet. So I went to bed and I laid down, and my sister came in to check on me about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and she found me like this. On the edge of the bed. Now, I don't get sick, touch wood. I don't get sick very often, so my sister, when she saw me, I'm the one in the family who keeps everyone moving. I'm the energy. My parents call me the tornado, right? So my sister walks in, she goes, oh, are you okay? And I went, no, I'm not okay. I feel like I'm sick. I feel like I have a watermelon in my stomach trying to get out. And she went, welcome to womanhood. I'm like, I'm really sick. She said, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. I said, Carol, well, she goes, what do you want me to do? I said, I don't know, I think I'll be okay. Just give me some aspirin or something. She gave me some aspirin. The moment it touched my tongue, I was going, and nothing was coming out. So I said to her, get the car keys, get me in the car, and let's drive to see my doctor. So we're in the car, we're driving down the road, and my sister's driving the car, and I'm sitting in the front of the car. It seems like she's going so slow. I'm like, Carol! Move, go faster! She said, I am! I said, go faster! She said, I'm doing 80 in a 35! The world was moving slow. So we get to the doctor's office, and I go in, and the doctor sits me down, and he goes, I'm like, what does that mean? He went, well, we're going to have to give you a CAT scan. It's not my brain! He's like, we don't do that anymore. It's just for the rest of your body. So he gave me the CAT scan and the x-ray, and I'm sitting, and he came back, and he said, no, you have 2 options, Mr. Barrowman. I went, oh my God, it's that bad. I'm done, what will I do? And he said, you have 2 options. I went, save me, please! He went, don't be so dramatic. I said, well, don't give me that option. 2 options. In my head, it's life or death. This doesn't happen to me. My sister's going, he's very sick. So he said, I'm going to have to give you some painkillers. I'm like, well, okay, fine, legal. He's like, totally legal. I said, bring it on, brother. Hit it up. So he said, I'm going to give you the painkillers, and then you have to make the decision whether you're going to let your sister drive you to the emergency room, or we get you an ambulance. My sister, thinking, you know, financially, she goes, how much does the ambulance cost? I paid $1,500 for shoes, get a fucking ambulance! I put your kid through college, get an ambulance! Then the drugs hit.
Right in those 2 rows?
But how much does it cost? And he said, well, the problem is if your sister drives and anything happens in the car and your appendix explodes, and when it explodes, he's like, it's gonna rupture. He said, if it does, and you're in the car, you're not our responsibility anymore. I went, get the goddamn ambulance now. So the ambulance comes, they put me in the gurney. I'm drugged, okay? I've had 2 hits. Sorry, that sounds like I'm a weed smoker, doesn't it? Which I'm not. Edibles. Anyway, I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. Remind me, you there, blue shirt, or you there, white shirt, yes, remind me. Don't look around, I'm pointing at you. Remind me, not you, her. Yeah, hate her because I pointed to her, not you. All right, remind me. So I I've had 2, like, you know, things of the drugs intravenously. I went to the doctor, how are you going to put them in? He said, I'm going to do them intravenously. I said, Carol, he's going to put them through my intravenously. So I sit back on the gurney, I get the second bit of drugs, and I go in the gurney outside, and the ambulance is there. Well, oh my God. I thought I was in heaven. I thought I had died. You should have seen the goddamn EMTs. I don't know whether it was the drugs, but they looked awesome. They all looked like Chris Pine. And all the other Chris's that are fucking superheroes. So I'm lying on the gurney, and they're going, we're gonna get you in we're taking you into the ambulance. I went, really? Because I'll do you, and then I will do you for dessert. My sister went, he's on medication. They went, we know who he is. We expected this. My sister said, but I thought there's only meant to be 2 EMTs inside an ambulance. They went, yeah, but we saw his name up and 4 others came on board. My reputation precedes me. So I get in the ambulance and they're driving me along, and I'm asking for phone numbers. I am talking to and they said to me, Mr. Barrowman, we're gonna have to take your temperature. Do you know what I did? I rolled over. Let me. And I'm lying there, my sister's just doing this in the ambulance, and the guys look at me and they go, Mr. Barrowman, we don't do that anymore. I went, you don't do it anymore, but you're starting again. I'm gonna start a new tradition. Oh, good God. So we get to the hospital. They put me in the little room where the doctor was gonna come and see me. I said goodbye to the EMTs. No one got that one either, thank you very much. Get it? Goodbye. Stick with me, people, stick with me. I know it's Thursday, it's day 1, but this is the start of your con. So I go into the little room where they've got me, and I'm sitting on the gurney, and the doctor finally walks in, the surgeon, and he says, Mr. Barrowman, we're gonna have to perform surgery quite quickly, so tonight you're gonna have to sleep, you're not gonna be able to eat anything this evening. My sister's with me, and he said, at 5 a.m. we're gonna come in, we're gonna get you prepped, and we're gonna do the surgery. Remember that, 5 a.m., okay? 5 a.m. You got it? That's when they're gonna pick me up. So when would surgery probably be? 6 or 7, right? So 7 o'clock is my scheduled surgery time. My sister said, so he'll go in at 7, he'll be out by 9, right? And the guy went, yes, no problem, Mrs. Barrowman. I went, she's not my wife. And he went, I said, it's Palm Springs, for Christ's sake. Unless she has a penis, then she can be my wife. You seem so shocked today. So I'm lying there, and they take me up to the room, and they get me in the room, and all of a sudden, nurses and other doctors start coming and going, I'm just checking you're okay. I'm like, are you my doctor? Like, no, but just wanted to say hi. It happened all night, but in the meantime, one nurse came in and she said, Mr. Barrowman, it's a pleasure to have you in the hospital. I said, I hope everybody gets this treatment. She went, no. Thank God, it's only me here. No, she said, every time you need something, just press that button because I'll come in and I'll give you a little assistance. I went, what do you mean assistance? She said, just press the button, you'll find out. And I went, ding, and she went, okay. And she came over and she put a little injection in the drip bag, and within 30 seconds, I was in fucking La La Land. And what did I do? I started tweeting and videoing myself online. This is like at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm going, hey everybody, it's me, I'm in hospital, and I'm not dying, but I'm really sick because I have to go in for surgery. It's my appendix, right? You know? Big drama. And I said, well, you know, things are going well, but if I push this button, boom, boom, she comes in, and I'm like, oh, again. I'm enjoying myself awesome, to the extent you cannot believe. I get a text from my sister, from my best friend, Brett, right? from my mom and dad saying, get off the goddamn phone. Stop posting. They actually called the hospital and said, take his phone away from him. He looks like a heroin addict out there. So I'm lying there and I'm continuing to go, like another 20 minutes pass and I'm going, boop, and another little dose comes in. However, I kind of drift off and fall asleep and I start dreaming about conventions. I start dreaming about cosplay. I start dreaming about you. And then all of a sudden my door knocks at 3 o'clock in the morning and a big burly man walks in and I was like, oh, hi. You've come to take my temperature? He said, no, we've come to prep you for surgery. I went, what? 3 o'clock? That means I'm going to be operated on. He said about 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock. I went, no! You're supposed to take me in at 5, and then you're supposed to operate at 7, so when I come out at 9, I get teddy bears and flowers and chocolates and my mom and dad there and my sister all to hold my hand and make sure I feel okay. I want the same experience everybody else gets. Mr. Barrowman, we have an opening. I said, so do I, but I'm not making you rush in at 3 a.m. He comes in and he said, I've got to shave you. I went, what? He said, I have to shave you and prep you for surgery. I said, what are they gonna? He said, when you shave me, they gotta go in through here. He said, yeah, but I gotta shave all down there for bacteria. I said, honey, there is no bacteria down anywhere. I said, and I'm a gay man, I'm saving you time. I'm already bald, I've shaved myself. I'm clean as a whistle. He went, really? I went, yes, really, look. And he went, okay, yes you are. You. Because whatever the shit is she's putting in there, she's got some Vicky Viagra in there too, because I can't stop this! He didn't say anything, he just turned around and walked out. So they came back in, but in the meantime, he'd given me another dose of something else, which made me go way down. I became Hellboy. But in a good way. I went down and I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of really awesome, and I'm gonna go for surgery now, and I'm just gonna relax. And they start coming and they wheel me out down the hallway, and it was like a procession. You thought I was like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry getting married. They were all lined up. I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna die. They're all going, hey, it's like 4 in the morning. Everyone's come out of each room, or what, not people, but like the doctors, the nurses, all of them going, hey, we love your show, it's great. Love Doctor Who, hey, Captain. And I'm like, I'm dying. I get down into the prep room. How many have had surgery before? Quite a few. So they put you in that room before you go in for surgery, right? I have never had surgery. I did not know what to expect. Now I am lying down. Scared, okay? Because no one's here, and all I can think of is, I haven't said anything to my parents, I don't know what's going to happen. And this nurse comes up, very efficient, and she went, I need you to sign. I went, sign what? And she went, sign. I said, what's it for? She said, in case you die, we need to resuscitate you. I went, ah! All the other patients, I said, get me out. She said, no, Mr. Barrowman, everybody has to sign it. I said, but I don't want to sign it. She said, well, then you're gonna die. But it's like one of those catch-22s, I sign it and then I die, and I said I don't sign it and I die and I'm still dead! What do I do? She said, please, Mr. Barrowman, sign the goddamn paper. So we can bring you back to life and you can be as hysterical then as you are now. So I sign the paper, and the first thing that goes through my head, I haven't said goodbye to Scott. I haven't said goodbye to my mom and dad because something could happen. Surgery's surgery. You're going under. It could happen. So I'm thinking, this is awful. I'm fearful. My pulse rate's going up. They're coming to me and saying, are you okay? Are you fine? I said, no, I'm just a little nervous. They said, don't worry. And this lovely young man came by. And he said, hey, John, I'm going to take you into the surgery room. And I went, okay, okay. I said, I'm really nervous. He said, don't worry, you'll be fine. I'll take care of you. And he was really cute. So they get me in. Now they have to lift you from the gurney onto the surgical table, right? And on the surgical table they have that thing that goes under your neck to hold your head up, right? You know what I'm talking about? We used to use them all the time in Torchwood. And I used to lie on the table going, oh, look, I'm a dead body. Well, there I fucking was. Do something to me. And the guy's going, are you okay, Mr. Barrowman and John? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I felt something twinge, and he gives me another hit of something, and I went, oh. And I looked down, and he's putting a catheter in my thingy, right? And he's going, oh, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day outside. I love your shows, they're amazing. I love Captain Jack, he's so sassy. I'm like, how long is that fucking catheter? And then he finishes and he just lays it to the side. I go, I hang to the left. He went, okay, that way. And then he went, do you really mind? Can I have a selfie? Go ahead. Because I'm thinking it might be my last one. And I want it to be a good one. I think if I'm going to have a selfie online, I want them to see me dressing to the left, ready to go. There might be a tube coming out of me, but it still looks good because that blue shit in that medication is still working. So I'm lying there and he takes a picture and I'm like that, and then the guy comes in, he says, count backwards, Mr. Barrowman, 3, 2, I was gone. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. I'm waking up in the recovery room. I'm in tears. Don't know why, but they said you get emotional. Well, I get really emotional. This is me waking up. Oh, where's my mom and dad? Where's my Scotty? What's going on? The nurse comes up and she says, damn it, I was right. You're even more hysterical now than you were when you went under. That was my surgery story. Oh my God. No, you have to clap. Don't clap. No. But, you know, it's just nice for you to know that those of us, when we go in and we still go through the same shit you go through, and it all happens, except if somebody does ask you for a selfie, no matter how high you are on medication, don't let them do it. I'm fearful that that's going to pop up somewhere. Right? Where do we have the question line? Anybody doing question? Oh, what now? You mean the hit story, right? Okay, you ready for this? The one time I don't have a problem with other people doing it, no problem whatsoever. I can't, it makes me go paranoid, okay? Imagine me paranoid. Really paranoid. I go off into a side of a corner, I stand in a wall and I talk to the wall. Or I start doing little moves and dances. Well, I went to a friend's house, shall remain nameless. Don't even all know who it is. I went in and they're like, yeah, just, everyone's doing this. I said, I can't do it because of my voice and I don't want to. And they're like, well, do it this way. I'm like, oh my God, they just kissed me. And I went, ooh, oh, and then I went, ooh, oh, why are you looking at me? Don't over there, no, that brownie over there is coming at me really fast. They found me 20 minutes later in their bedroom. The only time ever I was stroking pussy. Honest to God, it was their cat. I was sitting home stroking their cat all night. People were coming in and talking to me, and I had no recollection of talking to people. And they're like, we're just coming in to see how you're doing, John. I'm like, I'm in a James Bond movie. Leave me alone. By the time it was like 3 o'clock in the morning and people were leaving, that cat had no hair. So that's my story. That's my hit story. Never again. I have people offer me edibles all the time. Oh no, I remembered one more time. See how much I love you? All I'll say is it was here at Comic-Con. How many years ago, Kelsey? Well, how many years ago was this? 4 years ago? 4 years ago, I went to a party. Or 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Well, let's just say when it was legal. I went to a party, someone gave me one of those vape things. Yeah, and I smelled strawberries and chocolate and this, you know, all this kind of stuff. I thought, this will be kind of, whatever it is, it tastes good. And I went, oh, that's really yummy. Had no idea what was in the vape, right? I was like, for all I knew, I was like getting liquid strawberry oil, you know, fusion, all kind of stuff. If anyone's here who saw me that night, walking home back to the hotel here at the Hilton, there was two of us, me and somebody else. We shall remain nameless. I don't know if I can tell this. And I walked the whole way from one of the, like, was like the EW party. I walked the whole way like this. And I stood up at one point because I had to breathe. And I said to the person I was with, oh my God, there's a creature walking towards us. And this person went, what? And I went, look over there to the left. It was by a big fountain. And I said, there's a creature walking towards us. And they go, you know, I don't know, what's going on? Why is there a creature walking towards us? And the person went, because we're at fucking Comic-Con, John. Really? Please get me back to the hotel. Please. And I did. We got back to the hotel, I went to bed, and then I had to call my sister because I was having panic attacks all night. I know. Do you know what it's like when you're that way and your sister offers to come and sleep with you? I'm like, I'm not that far gone! So yeah, that was the other one. Happened here. So if you ever see anybody walking like this from an EW party, you know they've been vaping. All right, we have some questions. Do we go for questions here? How do we do the questions? How's it work out? We're over there! I love you all! By the way, towards the end, do you mind if I sing 2 songs for you? Yes, go ahead. First question. Question numéro 1.
Can I just say thank you so much for being my literal queer icon? Like,
you're welcome.
And as a segue from that, what's your opinion on the female doctor?
Oh no! No! I'm ready for her. I think it's great. I think it's about time. The one thing, there's a mixed opinion within the Doctor Who world, and I'll give you kind of both. I am all for it. I think it's phenomenal. I think she will be an amazing Doctor. I think she will be something completely different, obviously. I think Ray Holman has done a beautiful job of making a completely authentic and original outfit for the Doctor. Also, the gentleman who makes the outfits actually makes all my suits in the UK. And when I went in to have a couple of linen suits made for this summer, when I was over in London and I walked in and I looked over and he had her outfit hanging on the wall. And I was like, you did that deliberately, didn't you? Chris, and he went, yeah. I said, look at it. I said, look at it. I want to fucking put it on. No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. But it was beautiful. So I think it's great. I think she will. The thing with the Doctor, the Whoniverse or the Universe, whatever you want to call it, Whovians. It's not specified within the Gallifreyan text that the Doctor has to regenerate into a male. It's not specified. The only reason he did regenerate into his male form over the course of the first 50 odd years was because the Doctor Who brand was run by a bunch of men, right? There was one female producer, but it was a bunch of men who were making those decisions. So it was a little misogynistic. So it's now time to let young women know, and also because they're like yourself, and they have done for many generations and years, but this is the time as a character on television, she's going to be a strong female, strong-willed, and she's going to lead other people, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Now, on the other side, on this side over here, to which we are not always agreeing with, this side says, I don't think it's appropriate to have a female doctor because who's going to watch it when it's a female doctor? You know what? People said that about Torchwood when Yanto died, but people still watched, okay? Because they wanted to see where the journey was going, and that's the thing about Doctor Who. We fall in love with the characters as we step onto the TARDIS with them. The TARDIS is what takes us on that journey with the Doctor, who is a Time Lord. It doesn't matter. When we step in and we find out who he's regenerated into, then we get to know him. And we have a little criticism, but then we fall in love. And this time, it's not going to be getting to know him, it's going to be getting to know her, and she is going to take us on some incredible journeys.
Hello.
Look at you sexy snake. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. What's your question? By the way, who's the person helping to your left, right? No, right there. Don't turn around, girl. You. Hey. You have a beautiful smile. Look at that. Look at that smile. You're welcome. I expect a check in the mail. Yeah, go ahead, sweetheart. I love that I can see you here. Because you're seeing it there. Oh no, you're looking at me. There you are, see? Look at that smile. Beautiful. Don't be embarrassed, girl. Smile. Smile, big. Yes. Now look at this smile. I'm doing it sideways. Oh, you missed it. There you go. All right, what's your question? You're sweating? How do you think I feel?
Okay, so how did you decide to go with Captina Americana?
Well, what I wanted to do was, I'm really glad you asked that question. Because there is thought behind my cosplay. For instance, last year I was in the TARDIS dress, right? And that was to celebrate the transition that was happening from a male doctor to a female doctor, to celebrate, you know, Jodie coming along. I don't give a shit what people think about me, you know that. I dress the way I dress, I wear what I want to wear, and I do what I want to do. However, I just felt that at the moment, forgive me for getting a little bit like this, but at the moment, a lot of things are happening in the world that can affect me personally in my LGBTQ community. And I wanted to let people know that I am, no matter what I look like, I'm a naturalized American citizen. I was an immigrant. Right? I came to this country in 1976. My parents brought us here because we wanted to be American citizens. We wanted to work hard. We wanted the American dream. I am living the American dream. And I wanted to show everybody out there that even looking like this Captain America, you can still achieve the American dream. All I'll say. And the last little comment to that, that's why it's important that everybody votes, okay? No matter who you vote for, vote. Yes.
Hey, John.
Hey!
Hey!
Jack is back, but it's not my Jack.
I do have a question for you. So, in your own head canon, how did Jack become a giant?
You're asking for trouble right now. Because when somebody says something like in your own head canon, that is trouble. My sister, my family would never ask me that question.
Oh, but we all want to know.
But are you ready for the answer?
So in your own head canon, how did Captain Jack become a giant floating head in a tube?
Let me just say, I love giant floating heads. I have a theory. However, it's not probably what, I've said this before, and I'm sure some of you have heard this. There is a speech that Captain Jack does that reveals, I think, how Jack becomes the headless man or being in HR, okay? And he's describing ways in which he dies. And one of, I don't know if I should say it, I want you all to go find it. So shut up! He says things to the extent of, I'm not quoting verbatim, he says things like, I've died by javelin, I've died by strangulation, I've died by gunshot. Ooh. Never put my head on a railroad track. Simple. So simple. And I think that maybe he's somebody hears it. This is just me. This is, you asked, right? This is in my head canon. It's not something like, you know, it's so bad that a Dalek or someone takes his head off and then puts his body somewhere and locks it up and his body's still going around going, right? Or, in another universe, alternate, Yanto has taken the body, is using it with no head. Oh, please, like you've never thought that before. I've read your fan fiction. And I've written some too. Under an alias. So, and the head goes in the jar, and that happens. So again, there's all these different theories that how it does happen, what happens. You know, there's the others writers have ways in which they think it happened. I'd like to think it was the most simplest thing, and they just decided to put his head in a jar because his body was causing too much havoc around the universe.
Fabulous.
You're well, thank you. You're cute, by the way. I can't see you. Move over into the camera now. No, not you, sweetheart. You're okay. You're beautiful. Him, he was saying something. What did you say?
Oh, I said you don't even remember. I was up there last year.
Were you?
Yeah, I was up on stage with you.
Oh, how quickly one forgets.
I thought I had a special place in your heart.
You do. It's not my heart you have the special place. It ain't my heart that's twitching right now. Would you like to take my temperature? Thank you. Sweetheart, yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So, my name is Mackenzie. And
Hi, Mackenzie.
And I first wanted to thank you. So, I started watching Doctor Who when I was in my...
Be careful.
Beginning of my teenage years. And I was struggling a lot with who I was and with my sexuality. And I wanted to thank you because I had never seen a character like Captain Jack before that you could like guys and girls, and that was okay. And so I wanted to thank you because you helped me find that my bisexuality and help me be okay with that. And I wanted to ask, from your point of view, what is it like seeing the different representations on shows becoming more normal from it being almost non-existent before?
Well, for me in my world, it's always been normal. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, it's always been normal. And one of the things, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Congratulations on finding out or knowing when you're 18, okay? Because you're accepting it early and that's great. Are you out to your parents?
Yes.
You are awesome. Awesome. The one thing that drives me bonkers, first of all, I love seeing different representations of men and LGBTQ, men and women, and transgender being portrayed on television right now, particularly like Pose, the show, amazing, right? And also other TV shows. The one thing I don't like when they start portraying people is stereotypes. Because we're all different. There are some stereotypes, and I play that sometimes. It's fine, but we're not all like that, okay? And that's what we have to then be out and open with other people to show them that we're not like that. The one thing I say to people who are older, who are saying, and they come, and I get this a lot, so I'm talking from experience. When people come up and they start, you know, I understand why you're crying at the microphone and you're telling me that you're accepting yourself, and then I say to you, have you come out to your parents? And they say, no, and I say, how old are you? And they say 30, and I'm like, okay, you need to come out. For the reason that there's a whole generation of us who fought for you to be able to come out. And if you don't, in this day and age, when things might be taken away from us, the more of us that are out and about and proud and show our faces and don't give a shit about it, that's how we win. However, you go out, girl, and you go be a bisexual girl in 2018, right? Just be careful, all right? Just be careful. You walk down that street proudly, you got a man on one side, you got a girl on the other side, and if you're lucky, you'll get a trans person behind you. You'll get all going on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then you'd be trisexual. I've done that once. Yes.
Hi, John. So, last
Okay,
year...
hold. Ooh, yeah. right, come over there. Where that gentleman is, ignore him and come to me. Captain America throws a shield, Look at your swagger. He asked if he wants to take my temperature. You're taking it right now, I assure you. What's your name? Murray. Murray, why are you wearing marine shorts? Don't pull them up too high because there's a lot going on down there. The cameraman's like, I ain't getting a close-up of that. No way. No way. He's got a close-up on the audience right now. Because they're afraid of what I might do. Oh no, you're there! Oh, they did! Murray. What's your tattoos up here? What is that? Does it say anything? It's just a design? Okay. And these ones here? Gallifreyan! What does it say? Thank you. No regrets. Never regret in life. Always move forward. Yeah. So, do you have a question?
So, last year I was wearing a...
You're nervous right now, aren't you?
So,
he's verklempt. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Barbara Streisand.
Last year I was wearing a delightful Sailor Freddie Mercury with some nice heels.
Oh my God! So you were! I thought I recognized you.
So, I got you to sign the back side of...
Don't tell them.
And someone was taking pictures but not videoing, so I didn't get audio of John Barrowman saying, Murray, can you bend over a little bit more and back up some?
Okay, somebody record this. You'll be right. Oh, here. Wait a minute, go to video. Sweetheart, can you do me a favor? Yep, thank you very much. I really appreciate this. It's videoing right now. Flip it around. Oh, we have to do this way? Oh, it sucks. Oh, your camera does, or never mind. Okay, so just hold it, tilt it a little. That's perfect. Murray, would you bend over so I can sign this, please? Let me take your temperature. Thank you. Thanks, sweetheart. Bye, Murray.
John,
Yes!
if you want to do your songs, we have to stop now with the questions.
Okay.
Because then we have to
All right, Miss Smiley. Jesus Christ.